Hey guys, I want to show you guys how to do a quick cleaning of your range brass. When you go out to the range, you shoot, it gets pretty dirty right there. Some folks can't afford a tumbler, and I read an article a long time ago in an old NRA magazine on how to clean brass with just regular household cleaning items. The first thing is vinegar. Vinegar you can pretty much use on anything to clean. Another was, I don't know what the salt does, but they said add a little salt and some Dawn dishwashing detergent. Well, I said Dawn. Dawn's pretty much the best about keeping grease and the stuff and getting back on the brass that I found right here. I've got this is about 2 days worth of range brass. We went out shooting yesterday, shot 9s, 380s, and 45s, and then of course our neighbors around us at the range there were shooting and leaving their stuff all over the ground. So I got 223s, I got 9s, I got just a mixed stuff out here, plus just what we picked up. Another thing you'll need is something to put your brass in. I put aluminum foil over this pan here simply because I use it. That's a cake pan right there. And when I'm drying it, I don't want it to leave any lead residuals in there, so I'll throw the aluminum foil away. You need a towel, you need the Dawn, the vinegar, salt, of course your brass, and a toaster oven. And I set my toaster oven on 250 degrees, and usually when I do it, it's about 14, 15 minutes when I dry it. With this load right here, this is probably 1,500 pieces of brass. It doesn't look like a whole lot, but the problem is, you see, it's inside each other. But when you take it all apart, this stuff would overflow this bucket here. And when you're drying, you're going to have to go through here and sort your brass because it'll still be in there while it's heating. And when you get it out after 15 minutes, you'll dump it out on your towel, and you'll find out that if it had some in it, not all the moisture got out. You got to get that moisture out. But so this is what we're about to do. The formula, it said in the magazine, was like a 4-to-1 ratio. 4 parts hot water, 1 part vinegar, a teaspoon of Dawn dishwashing detergent, and some salt. I think a teaspoon of salt. But like I said, I've been following it. It works good, and I'm fixing to show you what to do. Okay, I put about half the brass from this bucket into this bucket down here. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to take some of the vinegar, and I'm going to start running this hot water, get the water as hot as I can. And in the meantime, I'm going to take just some vinegar and just pour over this. And it looks like I've got about 1/3 of it full in there of vinegar. And I'm going to run a little bit of Dawn dishwashing detergent over it. Sprinkle salt. I still don't know what this does, but anyhow, that's what it said do. So I put about half a teaspoon of salt in it. The water's getting enough where it's getting uncomfortable here, so I'm going to fill it up, and I'm just going to cover it. Alright, looks about enough. And then this takes about, I don't know, 5 minutes or so. Just start, you see immediately that it starts getting clean. You see it washes the inside too. And a lot of range brass has dirt and grass and stuff in it, so basically you'll turn this stuff over like this for about 5 minutes. Okay, we're about 5 minutes into this right here. I'm going to show you what it does. This little piece of brass right here, that's 243 case. It was almost like that steel copper case looking stuff. Now, it was that dark right there around that rim. It could still use some cleaning, but as far as I'm concerned, that's good enough to load right there. It's got all the dirt off of it. It is tarnished, but that's okay. But that thing looked really bad. If you look at this other stuff, it's starting to look really good. So, and you see how everything sort of sticks into each other? And you can take that case right there, for instance. Look how clean it is on the inside. And that's what you're looking for. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to transfer all this into this bucket, and I'm going to run it through about 3 soaks to get all the vinegar, all the salts, and all the detergent out of it. And then I'll dump it over here. Okay, I took the brass out of this bucket, put it over here in the first rinse. And what I'm going to do, I dumped the other brass back into the previously used solution. Just in case it got diluted, I'm going to add just a little bit more vinegar to it. Yeah, about 4 or 5 ounces. It don't hurt it. Still got plenty of Dawn dishwashing detergent, and it's already making an immediate change on it. But what I'll do, I'll rinse this. And you see how, like I said, it gets inside. These other cases get inside. You need to make sure that you rinse them thoroughly. Get all this vinegar and all the salts out of them. And it's going to take 2 or 3 of these right here in hot water, as hot as you can stand it, and then run it through a colander to dry it out, and then you'll end up dumping it over here. We'll be showing that in just a minute. Okay, this is my second rinse, and there's still a few little suds floating around. The water's a little discolored, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to rinse it again. I'm going to dump them out in that colander. Tilt it around a little bit. That little piece is getting better looking. That don't even need them long. That's a steel case there. But let's see. You see how they just sort of stick inside each other? It's ideal best if you just do it all the same caliber. That one had 3 pieces, a 9, a 40, and a 45 in there. That one, look at that. 9, a 9, a 40, and a 45. Same thing there. And you got to get all that out of there. Make sure you get all the stuff out. You see how the stuff's starting to clean up real good. But I'm going to go through another rinse. And a rinse cycle on this right here. And do that right now. So we'll set this out, put that in there, dump it, and let's run some more hot water in there. I'm in this right now about, let's see, the clock says, I've been doing this now for about 9 minutes now so far, and the brass looks really good that way. All right, I'm gonna stir this around as best I can stand it. I'm gonna dump it in that colander again, and I'll do the same process with this over and over. In the meantime, I'm just gonna let it soak. That probably wasn't a good idea to cross-contaminate it right there and rinse my hands. So that's starting to look pretty good. I don't see any detergent floating. So the next step after I get it rinsed, I'm going to dump it on this towel. Okay, at this point, I've already rinsed all that stuff, got it all dumped out and separated. This is a good point to go through everything. This is taking me 23 minutes to do this right here. To sort my brass. This is where you go through and find all your problem children. And you're going to have to do that anyhow, whether you do it in a tumbler or whatever. You got to separate your brass. And here are a couple items right here. Doesn't look bad, but when you find it, it's got a split in it. You're going to find some that are just going to have splits in it right there. So there's a problem child, and here's another problem child. Doesn't look like anything wrong. Look how clean that case is. Whoop! Look at that. 45 with the small primer. If you're using a progressive press like I'm using, a Dillon XL 650, that becomes a problem. If you're using it in a just single stage or an auto index or whatever, not much of a problem right there. Just change your primer over and do that right there. But that becomes a big problem with a Dillon. And other progressives like Hornady's and RCBS's and stuff like that on their progressive stuff. But that ain't bad right there. I went to the range. I carried 100 rounds with me. That's probably 500 right there of 9mm. I didn't carry a 40 with me yesterday. Come back with about 20, and I did shoot 45s. I shot about 50 rounds. There's about 100 right there. I didn't carry a 223. I don't have a 30 car. Well, I do have a 30 car, man. I forgot about it. And we shot about 20 380s, and here I got about 50. So not a bad day at the range. So I'm fixing to stick it into the toaster oven and stick it in there. Set it to about, I'm going to say 15 minutes right there. And you can do all this in the next load right here if you wanted to. You just have to wind up separating it again. So this is much easier than tumbling it. It's not going to be as pretty as polished brass, but it's as clean as you need to get it to reload. Especially with pistols, you're using carbide dies, and so they'll power through pretty much anything. But this got all the cases, if you see, they're clean. So inside and out. Alright guys, good luck.